Listen carefully, chosen one. What you are about to hear is not a message meant to entertain, motivate, or pass time. This is not content for casual curiosity or surface-level interest. This message is reserved for those who truly walk with God, those whose spirits have been quietly prepared, refined, and positioned to receive truth without fear or ego. If you are here by accident, if you are only skimming, or if spiritual language makes you uncomfortable, this may not resonate with you, and that is okay. Not every message is for everyone. But if you are still listening, something deeper within you already knows this moment matters. This message carries urgency, but not the kind fueled by panic or pressure. It is a calm, steady urgency, the kind that comes when truth arrives at exactly the right time. Not early. Not late. Perfectly timed. You did not find this message randomly. You were not scrolling without direction. Your presence here is part of a precise alignment, one orchestrated beyond logic, beyond coincidence. Your soul was ready, and because it was ready, this message found you. What you are about to hear may shift the way you see your life, your struggles, and even your identity. Many of the questions you have carried quietly, the ones you never fully knew how to ask, will begin to make sense. The confusion you once felt may start to loosen its grip. The patterns you could never explain may finally reveal their meaning. Chosen one, the secret code has been revealed, and it was never outside of you. It has always been within you, waiting for the right season to awaken. This revelation does not come to impress you. It comes to activate you. And activation requires response. You can no longer ignore what is being made clear. Not because you are being forced, but because awareness creates responsibility. Once truth is seen, it cannot be unseen. Once something within you recognizes itself, returning to sleep is no longer an option. This is why reaction matters. Not reaction in fear. Not reaction in haste. But reaction in alignment. Stay with this message until the very end. Not because of what will be said next, but because of what will be confirmed within you as you listen. There is clarity coming, clarity about why your path has felt different, why your timing never matched the crowd, and why your spirit has always resisted shallow answers. This message will not give you something new. It will remind you of something ancient, something your soul already knows but your mind is only now ready to understand. So breathe. Let your guard down. Let your spirit listen more than your thoughts. This is not a moment to analyze or debate. This is a moment to recognize. The secret code is being revealed, chosen one, and how you respond from here will shape what comes next. Now listen slowly, chosen one, and allow your spirit to remain open as we go deeper. To understand what the secret code truly is, we must first release what the world has taught you to believe about it. The world loves complexity. It tells you that hidden truth must be buried in numbers, symbols, formulas, conspiracies, or secret knowledge reserved for the elite. It teaches that meaning must be hunted, decoded externally, or earned through intellect alone. But that is not how God works. God does not hide truth to confuse His children or to make them feel unworthy. He hides it to protect it, to preserve it, and to reveal it only when the soul is mature enough to carry it without distortion. The secret code is not something you discover one day through effort or searching. It is something you remember. Long before you had language, long before you experienced pain, loss, or disappointment, this code was placed within you. It was written into your spirit before you ever took your first breath. That is why no one could take it from you, even when life tried to break you. Even when people misunderstood you, rejected you, or attempted to redefine you, the code remained untouched. It was never stored in your circumstances. It was stored in your identity. This is why the secret code cannot be stolen, copied, or taught in classrooms. It is not intellectual information. It is spiritual recognition. It is that quiet inner knowing that has followed you your entire life, whispering that this is not your final form, this is not your final place, and this is not your final season. It is the reason success without purpose never satisfies you. It is the reason you never fully fit in, even when you tried. It is the reason your spirit reacts strongly to truth and becomes restless around lies. The world may have labeled this as sensitivity, overthinking, or rebellion. But God calls it discernment. What others experience as noise, you experience as disruption. What others ignore, you feel deeply. That is not a weakness. That is the code functioning. The secret code is the way God communicates with those He has set apart. While others require loud signs and constant reassurance, chosen ones are trained to recognize subtle instruction. While others move only when pushed by circumstance, you move when something shifts within. This code is not emotional. It is not fear-based. It does not produce panic, obsession, or confusion. When it is active, it brings clarity, even when the truth is uncomfortable. It brings peace, even when change is required. That calm recognition you feel when something aligns, even before your mind can explain it, is the code confirming itself. It is your spirit recognizing truth faster than your thoughts can process it. Understand this clearly: the secret code does not make you better than anyone else. It does not elevate you above others. It gives you responsibility. It gives you assignments. You were not chosen for comfort or ease. You were chosen for service, for leadership, and for stability in unstable times. And now that this code is being revealed to your awareness, you are no longer meant to question whether it exists. You are meant to learn how to honor it, protect it, and respond to it with wisdom. Now that you understand what the secret code truly is, it is important to understand how it activates. This is where many chosen ones become confused, because activation does not arrive the way the world expects. It does not come with applause, recognition, or instant clarity. It comes quietly, often through pressure, loss, and seasons that feel uncomfortable or unfair. Not because God enjoys your pain, but because pressure reveals structure. When everything is easy, nothing is tested. When everything is smooth, nothing is proven. God allows pressure so the code within you can awaken and begin to function. Chosen one, think back to your hardest seasons. The moments when distractions were stripped away. The times when people left, when answers did not come quickly, when doors closed without explanation. Those were not empty moments. Those were decoding moments. In those seasons, God was teaching you how to hear Him without noise, how to trust Him without proof, and how to stand without applause. While others needed external validation, you were being trained internally. Silence was not abandonment. Silence was instruction. This is why your life has felt different from the beginning. While others learned through constant reassurance, you learned through restraint. While others were guided by visible signs, you were guided by inner prompting. The secret code responds to pressure because pressure removes illusion. It reveals what is real and what is temporary. Under pressure, false identities collapse. Masks fall away. What remains is truth. And truth is what the code responds to. Many chosen ones misunderstand this and believe something is wrong with them because they feel deeply, because they are affected by environments, because chaos drains them. But that sensitivity is not a flaw. It is discernment being sharpened. God was training you to sense what others miss, to hear what is not being said, and to recognize shifts before they become visible. This is why you often felt out of place. You were not malfunctioning. You were decoding. Pressure also teaches restraint. Not every instruction requires immediate action. Not every truth needs to be announced. Chosen ones are trained to know when not to speak, when not to react, and when not to explain themselves. Silence in your life is not a weakness. Silence is strategy. God often hides His strongest warriors in quiet seasons because noise attracts unnecessary battles. You were never meant to convince everyone. You were meant to remain aligned so truth could speak for itself through your presence. Understand this clearly: the secret code is not activated by fear. God does not control His chosen through panic or obsession. If something fills you with constant anxiety, confusion, or compulsion, that is not the code. When the code activates, it brings clarity even when responsibility increases. It brings peace even when change is required. That steady calm you felt during your most difficult seasons, even when nothing made sense, was confirmation. Your spirit was being strengthened while your circumstances were being challenged. Pressure was never sent to destroy you. It was allowed to reveal you. And every time you endured without losing your integrity, every time you remained soft without becoming weak, the code within you grew stronger. You were being prepared for a level of awareness, responsibility, and stability that could only be built this way. Now let us speak clearly about something that many chosen ones struggle to recognize until much later: you were being activated long before you ever had language for it. Activation does not arrive with fireworks, dramatic signs, or sudden spiritual certainty. God rarely announces His deepest work out loud. Most of the time, He works in silence, in confusion, and in moments you once believed were setbacks. That is why you did not recognize it at first. You were too busy surviving to label what was happening. Think back to the season when life began to feel heavier than it should have. Not because your circumstances were worse than everyone else's, but because you felt everything more deeply. Conversations lingered in your mind. Environments drained you. Certain people felt off even when they smiled. That was not weakness. That was discernment waking up. Your spirit was beginning to notice what your mind had not yet learned how to process. Then there was the moment when what once entertained you stopped satisfying you. Noise became exhausting. Shallow conversations felt empty. You began craving meaning, depth, and truth instead of stimulation. This shift may have confused you. You may have wondered why you no longer fit where you once belonged. But that was not loss. That was activation. Your spirit was rejecting what no longer aligned with who you were becoming. And then came the losses. People walked away without explanation. Relationships ended suddenly. Friendships changed overnight. At the time, you blamed yourself. You replayed conversations, questioned your worth, and wondered what you did wrong. But now, looking back, you can see it more clearly. God was removing what could not follow you into clarity. Not everyone is permitted to walk with you when you awaken. And if God had explained this too early, you would have resisted. You would have tried to save people you were meant to outgrow. So He allowed the separation to happen naturally, painfully, yes, but precisely. Another sign of early activation was your maturity. Even as a child, you noticed injustice. You asked deeper questions. You felt responsibility before you felt freedom. While others were careless, you were observant. While others escaped into distraction, you watched patterns form. That was not anxiety. That was calling pressing early. Life may have felt unfair because you had to grow up before you were ready, carrying emotional weight without the words to express it. That burden shaped you. It sharpened you. And it isolated you. Isolation is one of God's most misunderstood tools. It is not punishment. It is separation of noise from truth. There was also a season when God felt silent. You prayed, but answers did not come the way you expected. You asked for clarity and received pressure instead. That silence was not abandonment. It was training. God was teaching you how to trust without constant reassurance, how to stand when emotions fluctuated, and how to listen beyond words. Activation also came through disappointment. Plans failed. Doors closed. Opportunities that looked promising fell apart at the last moment. You thought it was bad timing or sabotage. In truth, God was protecting the code within you. Some success would have inflated your ego too early. Some environments would have distorted your discernment. So access was delayed until alignment could mature. You did not understand it then. But now, something within you is beginning to recognize it. Now we arrive at a crucial point, chosen one, because activation belongs to the past, but decoding is happening now. This is not about what you went through before. This is about what you are experiencing in this very season. Decoding does not feel loud or dramatic. It feels subtle, steady, and grounded. It does not rush. It settles. And if you listen honestly, you will recognize these signs already unfolding within you. One of the first signs that the code is actively decoding right now is a strange calm that follows long periods of confusion. Not excitement. Not emotional highs. But a quiet inner stillness. Things that once triggered you no longer hold the same power. Situations that once pulled you into anxiety now feel distant, almost neutral. This is not emotional numbness. It is emotional mastery beginning to form. You are no longer reacting from old wounds. You are responding from awareness. Another clear sign is clarity without urgency. You see what needs to change, but you are not panicking about it. You recognize truth, but you are not forcing outcomes. Earlier stages of awakening often come with intensity, urgency, and emotional swings. Decoding comes with stability. You are learning that God does not rush His chosen. He aligns them. What once felt like pressure now feels like direction. You may also notice a growing desire for solitude. Not because you feel lonely, but because noise has become heavy. Crowds drain you. Constant conversation overwhelms you. Even well-meaning interactions can feel like too much. This does not mean you are withdrawing from life. It means your spirit is filtering what it allows in. You are protecting clarity. Solitude, when God is present, is not isolation. It is recalibration. Another sign of decoding is emotional release without a clear story attached to it. You may feel the urge to cry, to sit quietly, to breathe deeply, without knowing exactly why. That is not weakness. That is stored emotional weight leaving your system. Years of pressure, misunderstanding, and self-silencing are being released safely. Your body is catching up with what your spirit already resolved. Do not resist this. Healing does not always explain itself. Your discernment has also become sharper but calmer. You sense when words and intentions do not match, but you no longer feel the need to expose or confront everything. You simply adjust your distance. That restraint is not avoidance. It is wisdom. Discernment is now operating without defensiveness. You see clearly without becoming reactive. Another unmistakable sign is your reduced need to prove yourself. You still care about excellence, but approval no longer controls you. Compliments do not inflate you. Criticism does not destroy you. You take what is useful and release the rest. That balance only appears when identity is rooted, not borrowed. You are anchored now. Your prayers may have changed as well. You ask less for escape and more for alignment. Less for outcomes and more for understanding. You may find yourself sitting in silence more than speaking. This is not spiritual laziness. This is spiritual maturity. God speaks clearly to those who listen deeply. There may also be a subtle grief mixed with gratitude. You are thankful for growth, but you feel the weight of what you can no longer unsee. Truth makes pretending uncomfortable. That heaviness is not a burden. It is awareness settling in. And awareness, once it arrives, signals that decoding is not coming. It is happening. Now we must speak about why reaction is required, chosen one, and why this stage does not allow for endless delay. Reaction does not mean panic. It does not mean rushing ahead blindly or making dramatic moves to prove faith. Reaction means alignment. It means responding inwardly to what God has already made clear. And when clarity arrives and is repeatedly ignored, delay quietly becomes dangerous, not because God is harsh, but because stagnation weakens discernment. Every season has a window. Not a deadline driven by fear, but a window governed by readiness. When a window opens, grace flows easily. Movement feels supported. Peace confirms direction. When that same window is ignored, effort increases. Confusion grows louder. Many people mistake this shift and believe God has withdrawn. In reality, they delayed responding while alignment was available. Delay does not feel dangerous at first. It feels reasonable. You tell yourself you will respond later, when circumstances improve, when fear quiets down, when things feel safer. But clarity does not come to accommodate comfort. It comes to invite courage. The longer you postpone responding to what you already know, the louder internal conflict becomes. Not because God is confusing you, but because you are resisting truth. Reaction is not about doing more. It is about agreeing internally with what has been revealed. It is saying yes in your spirit before your environment changes. It is choosing obedience in small, quiet ways, adjusting patterns, releasing attachments, changing posture, speaking less when silence is required, stepping forward when hesitation has become a habit. Many chosen ones struggle here because they overthink. They spiritualize procrastination. They call delay patience when it is actually fear disguised as wisdom. True patience is peaceful. Fear-based delay is heavy. You can feel the difference in your body. Peaceful patience feels grounded and steady. Fearful delay feels tense, restless, and draining. That tension is your spirit telling you alignment is overdue. Delay does not cancel calling, but it complicates the journey. God will still accomplish His will, but when alignment is resisted, lessons repeat. Cycles loop. The same emotional pain returns in different forms. The same conversations appear with different faces. This is not punishment. It is mercy. God repeats what we refuse to learn. Reaction breaks cycles. Another reason delay is dangerous is because clarity fades when it is not honored. Discernment is like a muscle. When used, it strengthens. When ignored, it weakens. The more you override your inner knowing, the harder it becomes to hear it clearly. Eventually, You begin questioning what was once obvious. That is not humility. That is erosion. Reaction preserves clarity. Reaction also protects you spiritually. When you remain in environments, relationships, or habits that your discernment has already flagged, you expose yourself unnecessarily. You become drained, irritable, and spiritually foggy. The moment alignment begins, peace starts to return. Energy shifts quickly when the reaction is honest. Understand this as well, reaction does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like ending a conversation earlier than usual. Sometimes it looks like resting instead of pushing. Sometimes it looks like saying no without explaining. Small reactions create large shifts. And finally, remember this: God does not beg His choice. He invites, confirms, and waits. But invitations have a season. Awareness brings responsibility. And reacting now, calmly, wisely, intentionally, prevents unnecessary struggle later. Now we come to the final truth of this message, chosen one, because once reaction has begun, responsibility follows. Not responsibility in the way the world defines it, pressure, performance, or perfection, but spiritual responsibility. Awareness changes how you are required to move through life. Once you see clearly, you can no longer live unconsciously. You can no longer pretend ignorance. And while this may feel heavy at first, it is actually the beginning of freedom. Responsibility means stewardship of what has been revealed to you. Your discernment is no longer just for self-protection. It becomes guidance. Your calm is no longer just survival. It becomes a signal. Others may not understand why your presence feels stabilizing, why conversations slow down around you, why chaos loses momentum near you. You are not meant to fix or save people. But your alignment creates space for truth to surface. That is influence without force. At this stage, your life begins to simplify. Not because everything becomes easy, but because you stop carrying what was never yours. You release the need to rescue others from their lessons. You stop absorbing emotions that do not belong to you. You learn to observe without attachment. This does not make you cold. It makes you clean. Compassion remains, but entanglement fades. That distinction is crucial for chosen ones. You may also notice that God begins to trust you with silence. Not giving constant direction. Not explaining every next step. Silence here is not uncertainty. It is confidence. Like a teacher who no longer hovers because the student has learned how to listen internally. You will still be guided, but often through subtle nudges instead of clear commands. This is maturity. Another responsibility that emerges is restraint in speech. You become aware that not everyone needs access to your inner world. Truth spoken at the wrong time can become a burden instead of a blessing. You learn to speak when invited, not when provoked. You learn that explanation is not always alignment. Sometimes, silence is the clearest boundary. Responsibility also changes how you view struggle. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What is being refined in me?" Challenges no longer threaten your identity. They inform me. You move through difficulty without collapsing because your foundation is no longer external. You understand that stability is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of alignment. This stage also carries a quiet loneliness. Not because you are disconnected, but because your perception has shifted. You can no longer fully participate in denial, distraction, or emotional chaos. This does not mean you withdraw from humanity. It means you walk among people without being consumed by their patterns. That can feel isolating until you realize it is protective. Finally, responsibility brings trust. Trust in God's timing. Trust in your discernment. Trust in the process that shaped you. You no longer need constant reassurance that you are on the right path. Alignment confirms itself. Peace becomes your compass. And from this place, chosen one, your life no longer reacts to the world. It responds from the truth. Chosen one, if you have reached this point in the message, understand that this is not coincidence, it is confirmation. Nothing you have heard was meant to impress you or frighten you. It was meant to remind you. The code was never something external you needed to chase. It was always within you, waiting for the right moment of readiness, clarity, and courage to be acknowledged. That moment is now. You were never behind. You were being prepared. Every delay, every closed door, every season of silence was not wasted time. It was alignment time. God does not rush His chosen because rushing produces imbalance. What you carry requires stability, humility, and discernment, qualities that only time and pressure can shape. You did not miss your moment. You arrived exactly when you were able to hold it. Now you understand why your life felt different, why your path felt heavier, why shortcuts were never offered to you. You were not meant to move like everyone else. You were meant to see before you speak, to sense before you act, and to remain grounded when others panic. That difference is not isolation, it is design. The most important truth to carry forward is this: you do not need to become someone new. You need to stop abandoning who you already are. Alignment is not transformation through effort, it is remembrance through honesty. When you honor what your discernment reveals, peace follows. When you respect what your spirit rejects, clarity strengthens. You do not need permission from the world to live in truth. Awareness itself is authorization. There will still be challenges ahead. Growth does not end with understanding. But you are no longer moving blindly. You are no longer reacting from wounds. You are responding from wisdom. That shift changes everything. Storms may come, but they will no longer define you. Confusion may visit, but it will not control you. You have learned how to listen beneath noise, how to trust without constant proof, and how to remain steady without approval. Remember this as you move forward: your calm is not weakness. Your silence is not fear. Your boundaries are not rejection. They are evidence of alignment. The world will try to pull you back into urgency, comparison, and self-doubt. Resist gently. You do not need to fight. Stay rooted. Truth does not chase attention. It stands and remains. Finally, Chosen One understands that reaction is not a single moment, it is a way of living. Each day you choose alignment over comfort, honesty over avoidance, peace over performance. And each day you do, the code within you continues to unfold naturally. Trust what has been revealed. Walk with humility. Move with clarity. You are not becoming awakened. You are remembering who you have always been.